Hey, what's going on, Guardians? Nem here, and today we're going to be bringing back the Community Spotlight series that we used to have here in the channel, albeit a little bit differently. So as you can see, this time around, instead of just kind of the one-on-one interview, you guys get a little gameplay in the background. And for the first episode coming back, we have Twitch partner RedQueen. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
How are you
Thank you so
doing?
much for coming on.
Of course.
Perfect. So we're just gonna go ahead and run some strikes for y'all. Meanwhile, we get to know RedQueen and her journey through Twitch and Destiny. So let's start from the beginning. How'd you come to get into Twitch?
Okay, so I'll make it fast. I'll give you the short version.
No, you can take your time if you'd like.
I didn't know what Twitch was, and my friends introduced it to me in the last year of D1.
Mm-hmm.
And I started out playing with Miss Sexy Sparkles and Newberry, and we've been friends since like Black Ops 2. My very first Twitch channel that I went into was my husband's now. Like, I had no idea who he was. I just went in there and was watching him play Trials because I used to love playing Trials.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, he's cute, and he's a good player, and he's funny. So I stuck around, and our first date was 2017 at Guardian Con.
Oh, no way, that's amazing.
Yeah, 2017 Guardian Con, and then after that, here we are. He actually was the streamer for the longest time, and then all of a sudden, one day he was like, "Why don't you stream?" And I was like, "No way, I'm not doing that." And he was like, "Yeah, you'd be great at it." He said, "You're funny, and he's like, people will like you." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah, that's probably never gonna happen." So I told him I would stream, but I wouldn't stream with a camera. I was like, "I'm not streaming with a camera."
Mm-hmm.
And so my first couple of streams, I streamed Fortnite because that was in the middle of my transition. I had started playing Fortnite. I was playing Borderlands. I was playing Destiny. I was playing all kinds of games. So that was when Fortnite first came out, and it was so exciting,
Yeah.
So I played it, and I enjoyed playing it, but it just really just didn't feel like home to me.
Okay.
And so I started playing Borderlands, and I spent like almost a year playing Borderlands 2. And I'm a Borderlands fanatic. Like Borderlands 3, I will be right there in the thick of it. Like that's my jam.
It's a fantastic game.
Yes, it is a phenomenal game. And then also, of course, D1. That's where I met, of course, my husband, and I played with a lot of friends. I met a lot of friends playing it. So I started streaming Borderlands. I did really well. And then D2 started coming out with all their new stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, okay, so I would like to focus back on D2. So I came back, and it was crazy how nice the community was to me. Like, they were so warm and welcoming, and I made so many friends. 2018, when we went back to Guardian Con, so the next year, the following year, I had just started like really getting into streaming.
Okay.
And I met a bunch of the Destiny community, and I just really enjoyed talking to them and becoming friends with them. And I saw a lot of my Borderlands family there, and I was just like, this is really cool. I'm just gonna see where this takes me. And I don't know, it just like overnight, my community started growing, and it was nuts, and here I am.
That's pretty awesome. So from like start of Twitch to now, you've been streaming for how many years now?
A year and a half.
Year and a half. So how would you say was your path to partnership?
Easy.
I know
that's
now.
Gonna sound crazy.
Yeah, because I know now Twitch has definitely changed up
Yeah.
things a bit with their achievements and stuff like that.
You want to know? I had people tell me, they're like, it's gonna stress you out. You don't look at your numbers. Like, you're probably, you're probably gonna get denied a couple of times. Like I had people tell me all kinds of things, so I was kind of panicking at first, and then after a while, I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna stress about it. If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen.
Right.
And actually, it was James, and Bonge, the Bonge and James. I spoke to them, and I was like, whatever you can throw at me, just throw it at me. Like, give me the real scoop of what I need to do or look forward to. And they did. Like, they really talked to me, and they've been good friends to me, and like because of them I feel like I didn't stress out, you know. And having people like just explain and tell you what to expect. And like I said, the community it's a very good community.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. And like coming from the Borderlands community is amazing. So coming into the Destiny community, I was like, oh God, please let it be a good community.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. So like both communities are just phenomenal.
So Destiny, what was your first exposure to Destiny, or how did you come about, hearing about it?
When we were playing Black Ops 2, we switched over to Ghost, and then in the middle of us playing Ghost, we was all like, we saw a preview for it, like the trailer for it. And my friends was like, we're gonna play it, you're gonna play it, and I was like, I don't know. I was like, I was a big like Call of Duty person, like big, and like, love Call of Duty, and I was like, I don't want to fight aliens, like just like saying all those things. I ate my words, boy.
Yeah.
I ate my words. I ate them so bad. We played the first day, and I was hooked. I spent the next like weeks like just really tuned into this game. And my at that time I was married to my ex-husband, and he was deployed all the time, so I didn't have anything to do except for to play. And also I had an accident where I had broke my back. And so when that happened, I kind of turned to video games, because everything that I was used to doing before I couldn't do because I was healing.
Gotcha.
So that's how I found it. That's how I got hooked on video games, to be honest with you.
Okay. So prior to that, like, prior to like Call of Duty and stuff like that, what were some of your other like games that you like playing, or was Call of Duty your intro?
So I absolutely played Elder Scrolls, loved Elder Scrolls, Call of Duty, Mario Super Karts, of course. Like, who hasn't played that, Sonic, and I played Tetris. I mean, it was just like, Sega.
Oh my God,
Mortal
Sega,
Kombat.
yes.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, all that,
So good.
So I've always been around video games. I just really, really got into it whenever I got hurt, and I really was like in the bed all day, couldn't move, trying to learn to walk again. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna need something to keep my brain busy. So my daughter was like, Mom, how about video games? And I was like, okay, let's do video games. And I got hooked.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So as far as streaming, you stream a little bit of everything, or are you primarily focused with Destiny?
So I focus with Destiny. I do a lot of I do help. Like, I help with raids. I help with anything. But my help with raids is different. Like, if you're looking for a fast, super efficient raid to get done within so many minutes, yeah, I'm not your girl. The reason being is because I make it fun. Like, we do animal call outs at the vault.
Okay.
And we troll. I mean, I've had people who come in and they're like, you guys have made this probably the easiest raid ever, and I've never laughed so hard. That's amazing. And to hear people say that, it makes you smile, because that means that they had a wonderful experience.
Oh, absolutely.
And you want them to have a wonderful experience. You don't want someone to come in there and be stressed out and think that they're going to make a mistake and they're going to get kicked or they're going to get yelled at. You don't want that.
I mean, you see so many horror stories on LFGs about groups kicking people and stuff like that. So
you do. You have no idea how many times I've had people apologize to me for shooting the wrong ad or making a mistake, and I'm just like, hey, listen, don't apologize to me, dude. Listen, I make mistakes every day, and I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, it it's truly joyful to hear someone say, I've been trying for months to get on an LFG team, and they get the 1,000 voices, or they get a gun that they've been looking for, or they have a triumph that they completed, and they really just celebrate. Like, they yell and they're like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's totally worth hearing that.
That's
it
really
really
awesome.
is.
So let's say a viewer walks into your stream. Do you do like a raffle system, or is it kind of like on a first come first serve kind of a thing?
So I do a raffle system. Sometimes, honestly, if I don't have enough people, I'll just be like, who's up to raid, and they'll just put in there. And I do it on all platforms. I do it PC, Xbox, and PS4. So I'll be like, all right, how many PS4 do we have? How many Xbox do we have? How many PC? If we have more than 6, I'll usually be like, all right, yep, okay, we'll do a raffle real fast. And I'll usually take like 3 or 4 experienced, and then and then 1 unexperienced, like if they haven't done it before, if they're a virgin to the raid and they don't know what they're doing, because you don't want to take 3 or 4 people who don't know what they're doing, because that's a terrible experience for people. So I have there's a lot of Sherpas. I have a really good community. Like, even if I'm not online, they'll help offline. The community that I've built, I have to say, I'm really freaking proud of it, because they are all about helping people. And I couldn't have done it without my husband, I'll tell you that, because my husband, like, he stopped streaming to help me push for partner, because he saw me growing, and he was like, okay. He's like, I'm busy at work, and I don't want to stream during the same times as you, and he does all my technology stuff. Like, if I didn't have him for technology, I would be in so much trouble. Like, I am not kidding. I owe him a lot. So yeah. So I just, the community that I have, the Sherpas that I have, they're a great community, and they're the reason why I have the things that I have. So
that's awesome. So are you currently? Do you have like any like big projects coming on in terms of streaming, or any types of, like, I don't know, charities involved or anything like that coming up?
So I did the charity with James and them when we did it for the Heroes charity, and then I do have a charity coming up with I'm Sick With It. I'm pretty sure, I want to say, I can't remember which one that is, because I've done a couple with Sick, so I can't remember if it's the Wounded Vets. I can't remember what I'm doing with Sick, but I have one coming up with Sick With It, and then of course St. Jude, before Guardian Con. So right. And then I think that's about all. The only big thing that I have coming up that I'm super excited for, other than charity and helping out with kids and families and stuff like that need it, is I am super, super excited for Borderlands. I am so excited.
So what did you think of the reveal?
Oh my God, I loved it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I was one of those people where I was like, I don't know if they're going to be able to top Borderlands 2.
Right?
Like, I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. Like, I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer, but yeah. And then when I saw the gameplay, number one, when I saw the trailer, when they first released it, my stream could see my excitement. Like, they literally could see how excited I was. And after watching the gameplay, it just confirmed my thought that they just nailed it. Like, Borderlands, like, Gearbox, they came to play. They were not messing around. And I'm also excited for some of the new content that's coming out with Destiny. Like, I'm super excited. Of course, we have a little bit to wait, but I'm super excited for a new raid. I'm super excited to see how the storylines are going to go, what new things they're going to bring out. Of course, everybody's waiting to hear, like, about the Crucible for the trials and stuff. I mean, there's so many things that I'm waiting on and that I'm excited about, that I feel like by the time September hits, I'm going to be a busy little bee.
Oh, absolutely. So quick question for you. So we've seen Bungie take a different approach to content releases, and we've gone from a traditional, DLC 1, 2, and 3 format to what is kind of currently known as a content trickle.
Right.
So how do you think that particular format has been working for them? Are you a fan of that?
So, that it's funny that you asked that because I get asked that all the time. And I am a slow player. So you have your players, you have a couple of different types of players. You have your players who rush through everything and they want everything now, right? Yeah. You have your players who are real grindy and they just want to grind and they want all the triumphs and everything like that.
Yeah.
I fall under the casual player who, when I get there, I get there.
Right.
And even my husband, sometimes he's like, do you even pay attention sometimes to the 12, or do you even look at, do you read stuff? I don't. I mean, I play this game because I freaking love it.
Right.
And I'm one of those people that if I take my time, so rushing through the content, I'm still finding my way through some of the content.
Right.
And I raid and play every day, so that should really tell you I'm pretty slow at everything. But that doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I do miss the. Let me choose my words carefully. I miss the challenges of Destiny. I miss the Nightfalls in D1 bad.
Yeah.
I miss that excitement of the rewards that you got from those Nightfalls, from struggling and clawing your way through it. And then by the end, when you're ready to pull your hair out, you get a Galahorn. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, absolutely.
Those are the types of days that I do miss, but I do understand that every game changes and that sometimes it's not going to be the same game and you have to adapt and learn to move on. And also with new guns, I want new stuff. I don't want old stuff. I want new stuff. I want an exciting gun with a new name and something that I can be like, oh my God,
I am 100% right with you. You could almost say that right now with technically the content trickle, there's a lot to do in the game.
Yeah.
There's a lot to do, and it's easy to kind of fall behind on a lot of these things between forges and every single piece of armor for the the reckoning and the weapons, and there's
best
definitely
thing that Destiny ever did, though, best thing they ever did was put in those bounties to help people catch up.
Yes, the power surge bounties are.
It makes people want to come back, and it makes people want to play because they don't feel like they're behind, even though they may be on the content.
Yeah.
But they still feel like, oh my God, I can still play with my friends. I can catch up, and then it makes them want to go get the good guns when they see people playing with it.
Right. Yeah. But no, I'm right there with you. I'm more. I lean definitely more towards bring on the new aspect of it. I get that for nostalgic sake, and I think D1 ended on a real good high note.
Right.
They bring back a few older exotics. And
raids and stuff. I got that. I just got wrecked. I forgot I couldn't stand there. Sorry.
No, I'm definitely ready for new stuff.
Yeah, of course, because you don't want to go backwards. You want to go forwards.
Exactly.
And I think people get so comfortable with playing certain things that they want to keep it that way. But then sometimes if something is done right and you bring out something new and they like it, then they're like, oh, I like this.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of getting things right on how, what people want and how they're feeling about certain things, you know. So,
absolutely.
But I really like the idea of them doing new things and bringing in new guns and stuff like that. I do like that.
So let's go ahead and wrap things up here. Honestly, we're almost at half an hour. Time went by really fast. This was super fun.
It did.
So as a quick wrap up, where can we find you on the corners of the internet?
So you can find me on Twitter, and it's RedQueen. You can find me on Twitch, just regular RedQueen as well. I'm on Instagram. Just all of them are RedQueen.
Red Queen, literally
yep.
everywhere.
Yep. Red Queen, literally everywhere.
Perfect.
Except now that my community will tell you I'm Blonde Queen because I changed my hair color.
No, there was a question. I can't remember. This was somebody that knew you were coming onto the show, and that had asked me to ask you something about, if I'm not remembering this correctly, please forgive me.
Dirty Bird.
Yep.
he said it in my channel today. It was Mills.
Yep.
So Dirty Bird. So it actually started out because James Fork, like me and him we've become really good friends, and he came in one day and he was telling me about his duck, and basically it's a duck and a chicken crossed, and so he told me about the song Dirty Bits. And he goes, but we changed it to Dirty Bird. So now every time that James comes into the channel, or if someone is lewd, we'd use the Dirty Bird and we'll throw up the Dirty Birds and we do the Dirty Bird song. So it's pretty crazy.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Red Queen, thank you so much for coming onto the first, episode of Community Spotlight. Hopefully we'll get you on the podcast at some point in the future, because I feel like we could have a really long conversation on Destiny and Borderlands 3.
Yes, I 100%. Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
No, it's been an absolute blast, and I'm really glad that we were able to do it.
Yes.
For you viewers that are watching over on YouTube, please let us know in the comment section down below any feedback that you have on the show, whether if it's audio, video, or if you guys are liking the new format, or if you guys would like to see more of the interview, just kind of one-on-one format return. We're trying something new for the series moving forward, so any feedback is welcome. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.